am reacting to ridiculous, cringy, and stupid TikToks. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Nearly 2 million subscribers. Subscribe. I genuinely am asking you. We are gonna make it to 2 million subscribers, but I need your help. Do that now. And if you want to buy a watch, sell your watch, prideandpinion.com. First link in the description. We sell everything from Casio to Tissot, Ulysse Nardin, from 100 quid upwards to hundreds of thousands of pounds. We sell Rolex, AP, Richard Mille, the whole shebang. Let's get stuck in the video.
Hello, my son was born yesterday and I'd like to buy a watch to celebrate.
Fantastic news, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually really interested in seeing the Cubitus.
Cubitus.
Yes, in white gold.
But why?
I've always liked it.
But it's ugly.
What?
Yes.
Aren't you trying to be selling me a watch?
Okay, let's pretend that I'm going to sell you a watch today, which I'm most certainly not. You're going to get rejected for a Cubitus. At least have some self-respect and ask for an Aquanaut or something decent.
But I don't want the Aquanaut.
Who doesn't want an Aquanaut? Okay, what's your son's name?
Charles?
Of course it is. Okay, do you think...
Of course it is. Of course it is. It is actually mad, isn't it? This is what happens every day all around the world. And it's, to be honest, the biggest embarrassment I have ever seen in my life. They do similar with Rolex.
Charles is going to have equally as bad taste as his dad.
Excuse me, how dare you
Talk to me like that? Listen, Daddy, I've heard it all before. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to leave me your name, a number, like I give a shit. And in around a week's time, I'm going to call you and offer you a Calatrava.
But I don't want a Calatrava.
I'm not finished. So when you come into the store and buy the Calatrava with a smile on your face, then I personally will consider you for a Cubitus in around 3 to 4 years.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You want me to spend...
I don't get it. I don't get why people so desperately wanted Patek Philippe. That's not the case anymore. I think if you have the tiniest bit of self-respect, you should never walk into a Patek boutique. Ever. It is actually embarrassing because this is absolutely true. This is comedy, right? But it's comedy that is actually true.
You want me to spend $30,000 on a watch that I don't even want just for the glimmer of hope that one day you're going to be in a good mood and just fancy calling me to sell me the ugly Cubitus that I originally wanted. Am I getting that right?
Exactly.
And that is the truth of the watch industry. Just to give you this in perspective, AP does exactly the same with the Code 1159. We call that the entry watch. Every brand has high demand watches. Watches that are extreme in demand because the brands say that they can't produce enough of them. There's more people that want the watch than the manufacturer can produce, which I think is absolutely bullshit. To give you an perspective, Rolex has a Daytona. Everyone wants a Rolex Daytona, but you can't buy the Daytona at retail. During COVID and just after COVID, the watch industry was at an all-time high. People were paying insane money. And because the manufacturers couldn't supply, the watches on the secondary market were significantly higher because people wanted the watch, but the brands couldn't provide the watch, couldn't sell the watch because they had a shortage. They weren't prepared for the big extreme demand that was actually happening. Today, that demand has softened. Today, production has caught up. But because brands really enjoyed that period, they're still doing it today. You do not tell me that Rolex cannot produce enough Daytonas. I don't believe a word of that. They do produce enough Daytonas, but they still use it as a sweetener to make sure that you buy the bullshit that is not in demand.
So before COVID, what could you have gone into Rolex and just bought?
Well, Submariner was easy to get. Anything was easy to get. The Patek Philippe Aquanaut was going below retail. It was the easiest thing to get. I remember in the beginning of my career, I bought a Patek Philippe Nautilus, a white dial Patek Philippe Nautilus from Goffberg Jewelers, secondhand for $30,000. Like, that's insane today. In today's market. This is all marketing. What you see is all marketing. What you see here is brands not wanting to sell a single watch, but they want to sell several watches. They want to take a customer on a journey. You can only buy this if you buy this, this, and this. This is what Patek Philippe does. This is what AP does. This is what Rolex does. It is basically taking the piss. And with that type of arrogance and a change in economy, we're going to see that this will backfire and we're going to see an all-time low. These brands are going to struggle. Well, Patek Philippe and Rolex will never struggle. But AP, I hope they filled up their savings account because I am very much worried about their future.
Here's 5 watches that if I saw you wearing in public, I wouldn't know if you had old money style, or maybe a bit of both. The 5th one, it might surprise you. Let's get into it. Here we go.
5th one might surprise you.
Up first is a vintage Rolex Datejust 1601. Old money doesn't chase wait lists. And if you're wearing an old vintage Rolex, you care more.
Don't do it. Don't do 1601. Don't do 1603. Just do 16233. This is plexiglass. Lovely, but it's just, no. It's not quickset. It's nightmare. No.
This guy talks like an AI.
About the story and the feel, then
He looks like an AI.
A 1601 is timeless. It looks just as good today as it did 50 years ago. If you wear one of these, you get it. Next up is the Omega Speedmaster, the vintage kind, not the new flashy type. The kind that looked like it could have been handed down from your dad or uncle, and it was actually their used watch.
Yeah, it's just showing a 25,000 pound Speedmaster. Like.
This gives tool watch energy, but very refined. And then you have the Cartier Tank. This is a watch worn by people who dress well without even trying. If you see someone wearing a Cartier Tank, they either inherited really good taste or developed it early on.
No. They're usually fakers. We call them the Cartier bros.
In number 4, we have the Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso. This doesn't scream wealth, it whispers history.
No, it does scream wealth because I then know that he has a proper watch collection. Because a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso is not going to be his only watch and is definitely not his first watch. So when you wear a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso, I know you've already played the Rolex game and you're sick of it. You probably have a VC or a Patek lying down somewhere. You've definitely bought Cartier before, but you are certainly 100% have more than 3 or 4 watches. That's what it says.
And if someone chose a Reverso over a hype piece, you know what kind of taste they have. At number 5, the one that's going to surprise you, a Timex Marlin. Old money isn't always about the price tag. It's about the aesthetic and the vibe.
I like his energy though. He's class.
What watch would you say is an old money watch? If you saw someone wearing it, you're like, they've got a wealthy family.
Calatrava, Breguet. When they wear a Breguet, you know there's daddy happening there. Like now, where you're wearing like the old generation blanc pants. Like, oh my god, like that's daddy shit, right? Or I rarely see anyone wearing a vintage Daytona. When you wear a vintage Daytona, you're either one of them or you're either a watch dealer from Italy. That's so niche, that joke. If you get it, I respect you. Or you're just a daddy. You're a guy with a lot of taste and certainly a lot of money.
So guys, at the end of every year, I give myself a budget to buy myself a present with, based on how well my year has gone, how well business has gone.
I love that. I wanted to do that as well at the end of this year, but like it was tough. Like, sorry, I just took my sock off. Yeah, sock. Sorry, I wanted to do that, but the books didn't look that well, to be honest. So I decided to buy this Rolex Date 8, 228, 236, 7.
Welcome to Starbucks. What would you like to order?
Can I get the 67 drink, please?
Oh! 67, 67, 67, 67, 67. All right, let's make it happen.
5. 228, 235. Rolex Date 8, rose gold, olive. I love that watch.
And this year I've got about 10 nuggets to play with, but
10 nuggets.
it's down to two watches, sorry. The main question is, which I really need your help with, is basically, do I grow up or do I stay young?
That's a really important question.
Let me show you the two watches. So the younger, more louder watch is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual in the 36 millimeters at the candy pink dial. She is
It's also on a lady's wrist.
absolutely gorgeous, right? Or option two is probably the most timeless watch on the planet, pardon the pun, the Cartier Santos. Rolex Candy Pink is kind of still Culture Force, hype beastie, very on brand. Cartier Santos, classy, grown up watch, can wear it every day. Candy Pink, can you wear it every day? Probably not. How do you style a pink watch? Point is, chat, I don't know. What would you do? What would you actually do?
Is your sock on my laptop?
Oh, it's your laptop. Yeah, sorry.
Disgusting!
I had to take the sock off because it's itchy. Actually, I'll take it off. So.
Put the sock somewhere else.
No, it's sitting there fine.
I'm going to throw up. I think I'm going to throw up.
Don't throw up.
Nice dinner that I had. I'm going to throw it up.
It's very easy. It's the candy pink. Simple as. That's who you are. Culture Force. A wee bit of hip, a wee bit of cool, a wee bit of blasé, a wee bit against the grain. No, I think the Cartier Santos is, you need to be at least 35 for that, to be honest.
What would you do? I physically cannot make my mind up, however hard I try.
Obviously, it's January now, so he's bought the watch. He needs to reveal which watch he bought.
What do you mean? He bought the watch already. Which one did he buy?
That's what I want to know. Do you think he bought the pink one?
Yeah, well, if he's half decent, yeah. If not, I'll never speak about him again. Oh, the most satisfying complication ever. The jump hour. I love the jump hour. As you know, we had a lot of success with the jump hour that we launched, and I'm extremely proud of that. We literally shook up the watch world with man. Like, I get daily DMs of people wanting that jump hour. But I can put one thing on my achievement list. We launched that watch, we produced that watch, and now someone has copied that watch. The design, everything.
Who?
Some bloke in China. Like, it's hilarious. And now some videos are going about. Nico is a scammer. He bought an AliExpress watch. We made an AliExpress watch. Let me tell you, that watch was in design for like 2 years, mate. Shut the up. Don't spread lies.
Are you deep down a wee bit happy this happened?
Yeah, I'm actually ecstatic. Like, this shows that we've created something really special, and we only had it for sale for like a week. And those people that bought that watch, well, they're not just happy, but long term, that watch is going to go in the history books. I got offers left, right, and center to do limited edition watches, right? To do special drop, Nico, Leonard, this, blah, blah. And I said no to every single one of them because I didn't want to do the same watch with a different dial. I wanted to do something spectacular, something that wasn't there before. A watch that was only going to be that moment, and that watch will forever disappear. I'm really proud that we done it that way and not the easy, here's a watch. This is the Nico Leonard variation with a green dial. The feedback from people that bought it has been amazing, and those opinions matter to me. If you don't like the watch, fantastic. You're my friend too. Don't spread lies.
What is that watch?
A Vacheron Constantin jump hour. It's just a different interpretation of a jump hour. The hour jumps, that's why it's a jump hour. It's beautiful.
Watches that look like this actually sell better than a pristine looking watch.
Just clickbait.
Let me explain. When you go to sell your used watch and it looks like it's pristine, people are going to automatically assume that it's polished. And surprisingly enough, a polished watch actually sells for less than a watch that looks like this.
All right.
Because what it tells the buyer is like, hey, the person actually wore the watch. It's in its original condition, has not been tampered with in any sort of way. And that is better when you go to resell your watch.
I don't know how long I can stand this now.
So go ding it up. Make it look like this, because you know what? It gives it character.
In hell, I thought he was going to go in a different direction, to be fair, but I like the last thing he said. A watch that is scratched up gives character. Every scratch is a memory. Every dent is a memory. For me, anyway. I throw around my watches like it's nuts. What he's saying is complete and utter bullshit. For vintage watches that are polished, like a vintage Daytona or a vintage GMT or a vintage Submariner or a vintage Patek, it is correct, right? Because you're basically scraping a piece of the metal. Definitely with gold, you're scraping a wee bit of metal off the watch, a layer of the watch to make it look new. With the modern Rolexes, no, it doesn't matter. That is a load of bullshit. There is, however, the quality of the polish, because polishing is such a difficult job, and I'm referring to 47th Street. There are some capable people doing that polishing job at 47th Street, but the majority of them, they're literally picked off the street and being taught how to polish in a week. The shit I've seen in 47th Street is dark. It is bad. He is incorrect with modern watches, but if it applies to a vintage watch, yes, he's correct.
How deep can you polish? Say you had something inscribed on the case back.
I can scratch that out, yeah.
Really?
I can,
Polish it
yeah. I can polish that out, yeah. I can literally polish this watch gone. Yeah, that's how easy it is. You can. That's why you need quality people.
Oh, you want to look like a crypto bro? Then you should just buy an RM. And if you can't afford that, why don't you just buy a Seiko mod? That's basically just a fake Rolex. Oh, you want to look like a finance bro? You should definitely just buy a Rolex Submariner. And if you can't afford that, just buy a Tissot Gentleman.
Yeah, buy a Tissot Gentleman anyway. First link in the description.
Oh, you want to look like an East Village fashion bro? Just buy a Cartier tank. It's that easy. If you don't want to buy a Cartier tank, you can look like me and
That's you're the Cartier tank, bro.
buy a Casio. Oh, and you really want to look like a watch enthusiast? You really do? Then you should just buy a Tudor Black Bay 58. And if you can't afford that, you should just buy a Brumetric at that point.
I like this guy. Have I not reacted to him before? I have seen. I like this. I like his energy.
If I was to walk into a luxury watch store with £3,000, what would I buy? Firstly, I think I'd start here. This is the Longines Conquest Heritage, coming in at 38 million.
Good choice.
Coming in full stainless steel, and it comes in at £2,800.
They've raised their prices significantly. It's a nice watch though.
Next up is a classic. It's one of the most popular watches in the world at the moment. This is the PRX Powermatic 8.
No brainer. BrideandPinion.com. Shameless plug. Go f yourself. The PRX is the daddy. If someone buys a PRX in the week that this video drops, till the next Monday, I am gonna refund 2 people and they still get the watch. I think everyone should start with a Tissot PRX. I think it's one of the best watches. It is really cool, rich history. You can buy the quartz variation and you can buy the automatic.
It comes in at 40 millimeters in diameter, 10.93 mil in thickness, and 49.5 mil lug to lug. It has a Powermatic 80.
So go to prideandpinion.com now, buy your PRX from Pride and Pinion, let her have it.
And next up we have one from Oris coming in at £2,100.
Do not buy an Oris or an Oris diver. Off. Why would you buy an Oris? You can go buy a man or something. Don't buy an Oris. Go, like, why?
What would your 3000 collection be?
Well, he doesn't sell any Tudor. That's why he doesn't talk about Tudor. Simple as. He's a nice guy, but, like, you get the gist, right? Tudor Black Bay any day of the week. Tudor Ranger any day of the week. Any day of the week. Like, why the f is that not being discussed?
Would you just buy one watch then?
Yeah, Tudor Ranger. It's class. What the f is wrong with this guy?
Watches are collected through sentimental value, and some watches are collected because somebody saw that and said, I could get that cheaper. Let's unbox some of the watches that I got good deals on and will be adding to my collection. The first watch is this vintage Seiko tank style watch.
The shit that Seiko made throughout the years is just staggering. It's just copy after copy after copy after copy. It is actually ruthless.
It's a quartz watch with a green dial and a gold mesh bracelet. First impressions is that I don't like this bracelet. I might be replacing it with a black leather strap. The second watch is a limited edition G-Shock.
I like that case. That's quite difficult to modify that case like that, to be fair.
2100 that has a really cool looking dial, looks like cherry blossoms, and purple and black stripes on the shell. I love the purple aesthetic here. When I first saw this, I immediately thought about modding it. So this is going to be another future project for me. Maybe I'll give it away in a video. The third one is this Timex Waterbury Heritage chronograph watch.
Love that.
This is one of Timex's best watches. My brother has one and he let me have it for about 2 weeks. So when he showed up to my house and said, "Where's my watch?" Then I turned to the one person that could possibly understand me in this vulnerable situation, my wallet. So I got this for a good price and now I'm ready to enjoy this whenever I want to. This next watch is one of my
Hamilton. Love the khaki.
So I'm super stoked. This is a 38mm Hamilton khaki field with the white dial and yellow accents. It came with this strap, which I don't know if I'm gonna keep. I might get a titanium bracelet.
I like that strap.
I love how thin it is and I love the actual finishing on the case itself. This is probably gonna be one of my most comfortable watches and I got it for a killer deal. I am so excited to wear this watch. And the last thing is something that
If you want to buy our Hamilton, prideandpinion.com, shameless plug, get the
that I've been looking for a while. This is a Cartier Ballon Blue. This is the 42mm version. There are smaller versions.
Millimeter?
Obviously, it's Cartier. This one came with the metal bracelet, of course. You don't usually hear about Cartier's round watches, but this one captivated me and I'm so happy that it's in my hands. This thing is sick.
Yeah, it looks like it's been sick. Jesus, this watch is disgusting. Ballon Bleu is so gay. It's like the epitome of gay.
This video is for Nico Leonard, the watch guy, to rank my watch collection.
I am not accessible for people to just call me out and say, you need to do a review of my watch collection.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, I do. I followed him because of that, and he didn't even follow me back, right? So f you. Why are we reviewing his watch collection if he doesn't even have the courtesy?
Just picked up 2 pieces today, and I think you'll like them. We'll start off with my collection as is. Now,
we should actually only give people a platform when they buy watches from Pride and Pinion and Nico Leonard from me. That's what we should do. If you want to use my platform, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, you should buy your watches from me as well, because I'm giving you free promotion here, and you're giving me nothing. You don't even follow me back. prideandpinion.com, or reach out, DM me if you want to buy a watch.
Don't think you will be the biggest fan of these, but this is a iced out Chrome Hearts Rolex.
That's gay.
I know you don't like the bust downs. That was done by Eliant.
I've nothing against, I do have against bust down, but I have nothing against diamond set, proper diamond set.
And then this is a iced out G-Shock.
I like that because it's not trying to, that's just comedy. That's not like buying a BMW 5 Series and put an M5 body kit in there. That is just pure banter. I rate that. I think it's funny.
I saw your last video. You weren't the biggest fan of this, but this is a good little daily watch. Okay, this is all
Cartier Santos skeleton, absolutely insane watch, absolutely love it.
Factory Cartier Skeleton. I unfortunately left my 1 of 50 Royal Oak Al Nabuda, if you know what that is, back in Puerto Rico. All it is a regular Royal Oak with a white face, but like multicolored numbers. Now let's get into the watches that I bought myself today. We have the white ceramic perpetual calendar.
26579 CE, one of the nicest Royal Oaks ever created, and I am not gonna lie, I am quite jealous. That's a watch I personally want to own. Perpetual calendar, white ceramic, absolutely insane. The perfect Dubai, perfect summer watch. He's in Miami, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that because I follow him because I'm a nice guy and he didn't even follow me back.
It's Puerto Rico, really.
Yeah, that's for tax purposes.
Very pretty. And then the RM6702. This is going to be my new daily.
Is he okay? It's actually the RM67.
6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7.
Yeah, I also bought this green Aquanaut today with those other two watches, but this
5968, lovely.
This is a gift. This is for my friend, so.
Pride and Pinion, mate, or Nico Leonard. It's either one of them. That's where you buy your watches. It's a lovely starters collection, to be honest. Lovely. You definitely can see he's a young guy. Very Miami. Like, I love that AP, mate.
What route do you think he needs to do next?
If you want to be a real baller and a real watch guy, you wear watches you cannot get. That is when you're a real baller. My advice is get the new Recepi. If you can get your hands on that watch, you're a real baller. I will not talk about you and your watches again until you follow me and have bought a watch from me or from Recepi. See if you can get your hands on that. If you get your hands on a Recepi, mate, you deserve all the respect in the world.